All right, this guy has been sitting here for quite some time. We watched a couple of westbounds go by. I didn't get videos of them. I did a short of one of them and some stills of the other. And I've got this guy lined out now. You see the switch is reversed. I wasn't going to do a video of this train, but Jacob said it had some special blue bonnet or something on it, some locomotive. Jacob's very conversant with locomotive types and unusual and special locomotives, and you all know that I am not. Sorry if the wind noise is a little much. Didn't bring my dead cat down here with me. But a goodie, huh? Ferromex, cool little consist. Late, it's almost 6 in the evening. Sun's in a terrible position to be shooting to the west, but what are you gonna do? And that is East Woodford or South Woodford if you prefer. That is the fourth crossing of Tehachapi Creek. I've shot videos here before. A lot of you have seen those. That is the bridge that during the 1932 flash flood from the cloudburst in Tehachapi, the debris backed up against the original crossing bridge that was here, and when that trestle gave way. The wall of water was just as high as the bridge, went down into Woodford and into Keene, undermined the siding at the front of the depot at Woodford and a Santa Fe helper unit and its tender and a couple of cars rolled off into the creek. No one was in that locomotive. It was buried, found 150 feet or so downstream, buried under like 10 or 12 feet of debris. Took them a few days to find it. The bell and the headlight were never found. At the third crossing of Tehachapi Creek, down around the curve, about where the Highway 58 overpass is today, was a Southern Pacific set of helpers. The water began washing over. It was a culvert type bridge. The water began washing over that, and it actually lifted the locomotive that was sitting there up. It was a helper as well. Turned it sideways, washed the three-man crew out of the cab, and 2 of those crewmen perished. There was also crewmen in the El Rito restaurant, the cafe there in Woodford and Keene, along with about a dozen other patrons. And the El Rito was wiped out and everyone in it was lost. It was a terrible, terrible thing. I keep saying I'm going to do a history about that, but I get so tied up doing other things I don't get around to it. You can see that this train is slowing down. He is on the approach to Wailong. They have had tracking time handed out most of the day at Wailong. They were working on the switch, some welders, and evidently they were probably doing some work to the frog, is generally what the welders are doing in a situation like this. And those the last 2 trains that came down were going very slow, probably 10 or 15 miles an hour as they got up here, and as the rear of their trains got by Wailong, the west switch at Wailong, they picked up speed, and this guy is actually slowing down, obviously for that slow order. And for those of you who don't know, a slow order can be with or without flags. This is probably without flags. And the maintenance of way crew or whoever hands out the slow order to the dispatcher lets them know if it will be with or without flags. Tell them the exact milepost of the slow order or the limits of the slow order, and then as each train goes into that area, the dispatcher will let the train know that they have a 10-mile-an-hour restriction, which is what it looks about what this train's doing right now. 10-mile-an-hour restriction from milepost such and such and milepost such and such without no flags displayed. And so when the train gets there, they have to be going 10 miles an hour, and the rest of their train has to go 10 miles an hour over that restriction. The sun finally went down behind Bear Mountain. These auto racks have all been empty. All right. Eastbound BNSF out of East Woodford. into a slow order at West Waylon. Hope you enjoyed these videos. Keep shooting me the ideas. Drop me comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. And we'll see you all later.